What's up, everybody? Disco Demonic Hydroponic. I want to talk today about some stuff that I've been receiving from Santa Muerte. And one of the things, okay, so it all started like sometime last week. I did a ritual to her like in the middle of the day, and I saw a vision of her, and she was dressed in this cloak, and her cloak was eggshell white, and she was like almost, it was dirty from, it was like a white cloak that was dirty from travel, right? And she had her scythe was like strapped to her back, so it went off like this, and it was off to the side, and she had the world, and she was like holding out to me, and I didn't really know. I had my own kind of ideas what that meant at the time. They've changed. So another thing that I did was I channeled a mantra from her, and it was Aztalan, Miquiztli, Tototl, right? So if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, I'm sorry. But the thing is, whenever I was doing some research with like, so Aztalan is like a derivative or like a different way to say Aztlan, which is a mythical Aztec city. And I'm not going to pretend like I know a bunch about Aztec culture. I don't. So I'm not going to be like, yeah, this and that. I don't want a bunch of people hit me up like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I did some research, and that's how I figured this out, right? So I've heard of Aztlan before. So it was Aztlan is that, Miquiztli is death, and then what's it called? Tototl. I couldn't find anything that matched that. So what I did was I looked up the story. I was going through some shit. You know, when I found a story of Moctezuma the second, and I don't know if it was the second or the first, or anyways, one of them. I think it's the second. Let me see right here. In this story, it says that he had sent some like scholars and magi and everything to find Aztlan. So whenever they were traveling, they turned themselves into birds and flew a certain distance, came to the city, and the city had told them that like, see, they had taken them gifts, and the gifts were like gold and cacao and like all this kind of stuff, like opulent shit, right? And so the thing was that whenever they got there, the people there were said to be immortal. And it didn't say necessarily immortal, it said they were known to have been able to pick their own age, which was implying immortality. And when they tried to give them the gifts, they rejected the gifts, saying that these gifts have ruined you, basically. So like in their, it was like an old wise man who had said that, and they weren't really in the story. Didn't really say like this guy was the leader or anything. He was just a wise man. So they went back, and then blah blah blah, whatever. For some reason, the fact that they had turned themselves into birds, to birds and other animals, but birds stuck out to me. So I looked up how to say bird in Nahuatl, and this dialect of Nahuatl, and so it was Tototl, which I found out I thought was really fucking cool. So basically, later on, and I actually did another ritual to her later, and she was like the same way. She was holding the globe out in front of me. This is after I channeled everything. I haven't really figured all that shit out yet, and so she was like holding it, like going like this, like she handed me the world, right? And I was like, what does this mean? You know what I'm saying? So basically, what I came up with later on when I channeled with her, just like to see what was going on, what was happening. Basically, what she told me was this. So, life is the reason that we're on this plane is because we have to learn certain lessons. And this is my opinion. If anybody disagrees, that's cool, whatever. We have to learn certain lessons on this plane. And an aspect of this plane is time. And in order to, and the reason that an aspect of this plane is time is because there's certain lessons that we have to learn that run with time. Like that, you need time to learn these lessons. You can't learn these lessons as gods, right, or as like spirits or whatever. You have to be on this plane to learn them. And she was telling me that the journey is the lesson that we need to learn. So the lesson, in order to have a journey, you got to have a beginning and an end, right? And so time dictates that beginning and end by our lifespan. So I thought that was very interesting, right? So then whenever everything made sense with the traveling, the journey, and all that kind of stuff, and then death was an aspect of the chant into the mythical land, and we turn ourselves into birds, you know what I'm saying, kind of a thing. So you could put that together however you want to. But I thought that was really interesting how, so for me, I got an answer basically of like why we're here on this plane is because it's for the journey. the journey is very important. It's like you can't just have somebody tell you all the answers. You have to figure out some of the answers for yourself. You have to take that step. You have to take that journey in order to learn. It's life experiences that teach us these lessons. That's why each one of us should have a different interpretation of what like the occult means to us. Like you should ask like 12 different occultists what the occult means to them. They should all have different answers. They can resonate a little bit here and there, but to them it should be very distinct to themselves. So that's what I got, and I really appreciate it. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, share it with your friends. If you hate it, share it with your enemies. Sorry I haven't made any videos lately. I've just been really busy doing a lot of stuff, mainly magic. So I should have some Gnosis coming up. Thanks.